Hey, everybody, and welcome to the one and only Friday Night Audit, the only show in hospitality that thinks preparation is for suckers, and it really shows in the quality of our content. How are you, Craig Sullivan?
How about yourself?
I am doing great. Anyway, that's Craig Sullivan. I'm Glenn Hausman. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very excited to have you here as we kick off the weekend. Craig, we got a weird one tonight, don't we?
We do. It's I don't know if it's an American holiday or a tragedy coming up this weekend, but yeah, it's going to be a little weird.
Are you talking about the value of dollars for Super Bowl ads? Is that the tragedy, or
and the lack of sense?
Yeah, right. All right. So I do want to let everybody know that we've run out of guests. Apparently, we've turned them all against us.
That's not what happened. Yeah, that's not what happened. What happened was
I thought we were like we hit the end of YouTube. We've seen everything.
What happened was people finally caught on about the detrimental impact this show has on their careers, and they're just staying away from us like the plague.
It's true. It's actually true. The amount of money we've cost the government for subsequent unemployment payments is pretty substantial over there.
Impressed, honestly, I'm impressed by our commitment to defunding the government.
Yeah, so we're just gonna be messing around tonight, having a good time, just kind of like we do on all of our pre-production calls over here. But here's one thing that we don't do on our pre-production call. Did I follow your cue, Dave? Did that work out?
That worked out perfectly.
Right,
I mean, I don't know. Craig had thought it was imperative of all the episodes, 166 of them. Now he actually cares about the drink video.
I know.
Listen, while you guys have your drink, I had a plan today, since we don't have a guest, for story time. From the wonderful book of Warm Hotels, Cool Complaints. It's hidden right now for some reason.
When you have that filter on, you gotta put it put it in front of your face or something like that. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's a picture of Craig, and there has just been so much great content in here.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's be honest here. There's nothing more valuable than a partner in crime when you're nursing a quiet resentment towards your hotel's thermostat. You need a partner in crime. There's power in numbers, even when your only shared goal is to collectively curse the abstract concept of management.
Craig, are you concerned that Honeywell's going to come after you for defamation?
No, I am more concerned that Nest will.
Yeah.
Well, if all jokes aside, if we had any opportunity to have a thermostat sponsor on our show, it went out the window with that book.
Yeah.
They're going to be colder to us than their thermostats will make a room.
Oh, wait.
I almost got him.
Did it happen?
I almost got him.
Got him. Almost.
Sorry. I was shocked that Dave actually said something funny on this show for once.
Producer wants a minute. So let's talk about the weekend, guys, because obviously, yes, there's something big happening in the country. I'm not sure how many people actually want to see this game take place. I know this is the least excited Super Bowl I've had in a long time.
Not in this household.
Now the Housemans are all fired up.
Well, obviously, there's at least one Eagles fan there. So, but for the lay person who could care less about either team, I still usually care about the game. I enjoy the game.
Right.
I'm just out of this game. But either here nor there, what are you guys doing for Super Bowl Sunday?
Craig?
I'm not going to watch the commercials because I've been disappointed in them for decades now. I will watch part of the game. I think if the Eagles get off to a fast start and their running back who came over to them from the New York Giants. And
what's his name, Craig? What's his name? Yeah, you don't know. Yep, there you go.
You're right. Jalen something is the quarterback.
Hurts.
I love when people do that, especially people that are actually in professional sports broadcasts. They're like, "Oh yeah, the cornerback." Like, "Oh yeah, you have no idea the person's name."
I'm not even sure what a cornerback does, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, yes, you do. You are familiar with Dan Orlowski, okay?
That's a quarterback. I said cornerback.
Yeah, right. I thought a cornerback is like when a guy regains his turf and he can start selling drugs there again. But I don't know anything about football, so I could be wrong.
But Dan and David, they have hot dogs with ketchup and cheese and macaroni and cheese with hot dogs. So, there's
I've never done that. That's gross.
Oh my God, wait a minute. Oh, this is being recorded as well. So we know that that's going to go into the next.
And I've also never also run out of the back of an end zone without being tackled. So Dan still has that one up on me.
Well, but he's not the exclusive member of that club.
Not anymore.
No, you've got a quarterback that did that this year. You also had Jimmy G that did it a few years ago, and there's one more. Amy Montgomery, how are you?
Yeah. So, hey, let us know what you think about this new font and this new look and stuff like that. Our
it's a little goofy, a little fun.
StreamYard program got a little bit of an upgrade, so we're able to do a little bit more, which is really, really fun. So as far as Super Bowl goes, Craig, I'm a little jealous of you because it starts at 3:30 for you, 6:30 for us. That's starting to get a little
perfect time. No, it's a perfect time.
I'd rather start.
3:30. That's at least out here you have the whole day to yourself. You can still do things. You can get your activities done. Your kids' sporting events aren't getting in the way. This game starts pretty promptly at 6:30. It's about 3 hours, right? So it's done 9:30, 10. It's not too.
It's much longer. It's much longer. They have an extended halftime and stuff like that.
It's done by 10.
Well, it's the never-ending pregame show too, where they cite the same statistics.
I feel like that starts at like 4 a.m.
That's true. But again, kickoff is usually 6:35 on the dot. 10 o'clock it's over the latest.
Yep.
And you're still going to bed at a decent time. But if you're in California, you might have your kids' activity, you might have work. You're right in the middle of your day still. No.
I don't know. I'd really rather just be at like 3:30 than really start eating.
That's because you're also eating at the seniors only dinner time at the restaurants.
I usually have people over for the Super Bowl, and I passed on doing it this year because I didn't want people leaving at like 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. It was just
that I get. So hosting a party at that time, I agree with you now.
Yeah.
But if you're doing what I do, which is just hang out by yourself, or at worst, go to a casino with a buddy.
Well, that was fun. And that was perfect for 6:30.
Yeah.
Because we were able to eat before, watch the first half, go downstairs and have fun for the halftime show, and then have,
the rest of the game. Yeah.
And we're able to go back down to the casino afterwards, but not have like 5 hours left.
It'd not be 2 a.m. Yeah.
Right.
But like what I'm doing, so I'm going to buy a prime rib steak from the local butcher shop.
Nice.
Get a lobster from the local butcher shop. And he's gonna make some baked mac and cheese. We're gonna put the grill on, make some other. My grill might be buried under 6 inches of snow tomorrow, but we'll figure that part out. And then I'm just chilling at home, watching the game by myself, eating, and just relaxing. So for that, I think 6:30 is perfect. Yes, for hosting a party, we have 10, 20, 30 people at your house.
Yeah.
No, it's too late.
Yeah, it's a little too late. So we're stripping it down this year. I've got, my son Ben is home this semester. So for the three of us, we're going to be doing instead of chicken wings, because we've been doing that a bunch, we're doing chicken tenders with different dipping sauces and stuff, which will be fun. But since we're already frying, I'm going full in. I'm going to do onion rings as well and have another dipping sauce for that. Then we're going to do like White Castle style sliders and stuff like that. So that should really be
nice.
That should really be fun and a little bit too much. We may have Ben may have a couple of his friends over, which is fine because that doesn't count as party. I still,
of course. Right. I'm super excited. My mother-in-law found out yesterday is coming down tomorrow for a couple days to sleep over because she hasn't seen the kids in a while, which means that they will all be with her, and I'll really get to be by myself and watch the game.
Yeah, I remember when my kids were little. We'd go out to my parents' house, and like on Sunday, I would just lie on the couch like this, right? Because my twins were like 3 or 4. I was exhausted, and my mom would just like take over. And I mean, Legos would be flying, Play-Doh would sometimes hit me in the head. I didn't care because I was not actively involved. Yeah.
Oh, Amy says that there's no Super Bowl hosting at the Monty's this year. Neighbors are out of town and have a hot tub, so we may watch Super Bowl from their outdoor jacuzzi. So, Amy, the big question is, are you getting permission to do that, or are you just going to go for it?
Glenn's going to give them permission.
They're just going to just hop over the fence and go ahead and do that sort of thing. The question is, to me, the watching something from the jacuzzi is one of those things that on paper seem like an amazing idea, but then I'm in that thing for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm starting to get nauseous and want to vomit and pass out, So I don't know if I could handle that. Dave, could you?
I haven't been in a hot tub in a very long time. Probably not for the full game, but it does sound like a cool halftime experience.
That's cool. Also jumping in and out and stuff like that, right? Oh, well, Amy does have permission, it looks like.
But now the question, now can you really jump in and out where Amy lives, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, Amy's down in the DMV area, right? So it's going to be cold. There's probably going to be snow on the ground. I'm not sure what their forecast looks like, but if it's anything like we're going to get tomorrow, Glenn, there's going to be upwards of 6 inches on the ground.
Yeah.
Can you really hop in and out?
I think you're getting more snow than we are over here. All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Friday Night Audit weather report. Big stuff happening over here. All right. Sunday. Yeah. It doesn't look like it's going to be all that much for us. I think just a couple of few inches.
Well, you guys usually get less than we do on the coastal areas. It seems to be more rain. So Amy says she's supposed to get maybe an inch of snow, maybe some ice. Perfect jacuzzi. Okay.
Yeah.
I go with that.
I will tell you, Colleen over here, she was worried enough that she brought up the buying this snowblower again. We haven't talked about that in a number of years.
Purchasing a snowblower or bringing it out of the garage?
Purchasing.
So, but no, you have at home 2 18-year-old snowblowers.
I have one.
We're 21 now, actually.
1 20-year-old. The other one's away right now.
Okay, well, that's more than enough.
It's more than enough. I don't need to spend ridiculous money to get a snowblower for no reason. I'd rather make a car payment.
Yeah, plus you have free labor. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
I'm still the snowblower for my family, so what am I going to do?
I will tell you, Dave. Now that I'm in the post 50 club, nobody wants me shoveling anymore. It's freaking awesome. So
I get it.
Yeah,
you have a pretty long driveway.
I have a long driveway, so yeah, and they don't want me having a heart attack and stuff like that. So I do some, and then when I take breaks, So
well, you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning anyway, so you can get out there and start early.
Dude, let me tell you, I do that. Like, oh, it's only snowed an inch. We're expecting 5. You just run out, you just knock it out. There's no weight to it. You just walk up and down the driveway a few times, and you're done.
When I was younger, and it was my responsibility at my parents' house, because my parents' driveway is about a incline about that steep. And I would go through and do it multiple times during the storm because I knew if I didn't, it was going to murder me when it came time.
Yeah, so Craig, this must be interesting to you because you have no idea about a relationship with snow and blowing it or shoveling it.
No idea. Now, my question to you guys is a snow blower just a more powerful leaf blower?
No,
it's
very,
different.
very different material. So it's basically this thing has a big cage, kind of not a cage, but a big box, and it just turns through and it chips up the snow and then spits it up. But look at this concept that Amy has.
Yeah,
I love this idea. We have a neighborhood snowblower that we all chipped into. We pass it around. We only get a really heavy snow once every. That is such a good idea that I've never even considered. Wow, that's actually one of the best ideas because you just with a snowblower, unless you have a really long driveway, you're knocking that thing out.
That's why I haven't bought it. I'm like, I'd rather pay a guy in a truck with the big plow.
No, but with Amy's idea, right? Even your driveway, Glenn, with a snowblower, a good snowblower, a really good, big size, powerful snowblower, you're knocking this thing out. You're knocking yours out in 40 minutes, 45 minutes tops. Okay. If you did it from 9 to 9:45, your neighbor did it from 10 to 10:45. That's a wonderful freaking idea.
Yeah.
Let me paint a picture for you, though, David.
Imagine I hope you don't look like the one behind you.
Glenn. Oh yeah, and we renamed that. It's now called Brain Damage. So let me paint this picture for you. Glenn and his neighbors all chip in to get a community snowblower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And since Glenn was the one that organized this, he gets to retain physical care of it.
I honestly
you don't want that.
I don't want that. I don't want it in my garage. So I'll tell you that half the reason I don't want to get a snowblower is the storage beyond the money.
It takes up a lot of space.
I'll get over the money, but the storage is going to be a pain in the ass. So everything already is a pain in the ass in that garage. Right now, right now we've got a car in there as well, so it's just like it's
That's all the pool furniture.
No, we left that outside and just covered it.
I have this wonderful.
That's like a first for you, isn't it?
No, we always leave it outside. Usually, I get it wrapped in the same wrap that people wrap boats in.
Silicone wrap. So my snow blowing, because I have a very small driveway. It literally, if you put both of my cars in the driveway, 95% of it's covered.
Right.
So I stick both cars in the driveway.
Right. That's awesome.
I let it snow on the cars.
Oh, let me guess. You put the car out in the street
before my town plows. I pull it in the street, clean them off.
Love it.
Finish my little driveway bit that's left, and then I put the cars back again and let the plows take the rest of the snow away. It works like a charm.
I do the same thing with all the snow on my cars. I'm like, I'm not going to take all this snow and just plonk it on the ground and I have to move it. I'll put it in the street.
Let the town take care of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's payback for leaving that massive hump of snow at the bottom of my driveway. And Craig, that is the thing.
The
worst part of it all. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you got a couple of few inches on your driveway. You can get away with that even when it starts to partially melt and turn to ice. You just whatever. But the bottom of the driveway where the plows come through and it's like much higher than the snow, that stuff will turn to a solid thing of ice if you don't knock it out really quick.
It already comes hard. Like it's already started to kind of, the salt's melted it, refrozen it. It's already terrible to deal with.
You guys salt your roads?
Salt what?
Through your roads?
Salt the roads? Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So now here's the real question, which you ask every year during the winter season. And you guys in the comments, you feel free to chime in.
Chime it up.
We've had this argument before. We're going to have it again.
Oh, no, not again.
Is it proper? Is it right? What are the rules on using lawn furniture to save your spot that you dug out in inner cities?
What?
You know what I'm talking about. So if you're living in the city, you're living in New York City, you're living in Brooklyn, you're living in Queens.
You got to set this up a little bit more for the country folks.
We have that here too. People put lawn.
All right, guys. So here's the set. So you live in a major metropolitan area. Let's say, obviously, New York City, but you could do Jersey City, Yonkers. You don't have to be in the city itself. Any metropolitan style environment. You guys know there's limited street parking. Street parking by itself is a very big deal. Major snowstorm comes through, your plows bury your car in, you wake up, you spend all this time digging your car out. Is it appropriate? Do you claim eternal ownership rights in that spot until the snow melts? Or is it fair game because it's public streets? What do you say?
It's fair game because it's public street. I give people credit for trying to keep their the spot, but finding that spot, sorry. My strategy when the short time when I actually had the car in the city and I was on the street, I just leave it there. If it had to stay there till spring, then I don't have a car till spring. I'm not moving that thing. The good thing that they do is at the beginning of a massive snowstorm in New York City is they typically don't do the alternate side of the street parking days. That's when you have to move your car for them to clean the street. So you could get away with staying there until a good chunk of the snow is gone. So try under many circumstances as possible to do that, or leave with the car and don't come back till spring. That's the only way to do it.
It's really funny because we know about this, and Craig, you know about it. Greg knows about it being in Chicago, but a large part of the country would never realize how massive of a debate this is year after year, and people have gotten hurt.
Oh,
Damage has vandalism. Crimes have been committed over this question. It's not an easy subject. It's very, very detailed. It's very divisive. You think our politics are divisive?
Right.
No. Right. This is divisive.
If you thought the debate of whether or not you could put your seat back on the airplane is divisive, this is even worse.
There used to be a sitcom back in the 60s. So this is all BD before Dave.
Yeah.
Are Tony Franciosa and Jack Sue. And
Jack Sue was on a show before Barney Miller?
Yeah. He was the major domo for Tony Franciosa in this show. Mm-hmm. And he'd pull up in his Jaguar in the opening, and there was a fire hydrant. And he'd hop out of the car, pick up the fire hydrant, and throw it behind the back seat, throw it in the backseat of the van. So this has been raging since then, and they were in New York. The show was set in New York.
Great. I know. Yeah, reference that Seinfeld episode with the parking spot as well.
No, it's been a long-standing debate, long before I was around. It'll be going on long after I'm dead, unless cars start flying, which I guess would be possible.
Yeah,
cars start parking in the skies, I should say.
They'll get here when the jetpack,
But you know what? You could just do what Glenn does, especially when Glenn was living in Brooklyn, and just pay the $700 a month for a parking garage.
Yeah, I wish.
And then you're fine.
Yeah, we were really fortunate at the end when we were living in Kensington, Brooklyn. We were living in a co-op before we moved out here to Long Island. It took about a year, but a year in, we got a parking spot in the building, which was not anywhere near $700. So that was freaking amazing. And then we wound up getting a second car because I was having to commute to Long Island, and it all worked out great because Helene was a teacher in a private school in Brooklyn, and her and the kids would come home and be able to park on the street because nobody was there because we also had a school on our street and all the teachers left. So at like 3:30, whatever it was, she was able to nail a spot. And then it didn't matter when I came home, I could go in the garage and get a spot. That relieved so much stress out of our lives because prior to that, Dave, you'll know, you could circle a block for 45 minutes. You start off as a happy guy, and before you know it, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're crying. It's the worst fucking feeling.
This is no joke. When I was in the Bronx, there were times where I legit had to park 2 bus stops away from my apartment.
And
hop on the MTA.
Yeah, man, I walked like 20 minutes once after I parked the car. I'm like, I couldn't believe how far I had to go.
I was in Kingsbridge. We would literally, if you got lucky, you got lucky. But if not, you had to park under the subway stop. And there was 2 MTA stops back to my apartment, and I would take the damn bus.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I had a small time in New York City living there, and maybe one day I'll go back if it's a situation where I, make enough money to.
Yeah,
I will never have a car in New York City.
No,
Dave, why would you?
Yeah, Dave, when I first moved into Manhattan in my mid-20s, I lived on the Upper East Side. The first thing I did was sell my car. Well, first thing I did was use the car to move my stuff in my apartment. The second thing I did was sell the car. So, yeah.
But let's not. See, for all those people that say, yeah, why would you have a car in New York City? Whoa, stop. Because, yes, in Manhattan, it makes no sense. But if you're in the outer boroughs, especially the outer parts of the outer boroughs,
right,
a car is still needed, right? Staten Island, you probably need a car. Bronx, especially the upper parts of the Bronx, you probably need a car. Like, it's not like it's this whole encompassing car-free zone that Manhattan is. It's not. You're out in the middle of Queens. There's not a subway stop near you. You need a car.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But the parking's just as bad in Queens as it is anywhere else.
There are guys in the city that have whole businesses where they move your car on alternative side of the street.
Alternative parking, yeah.
So part of the culture is you're not necessarily on other days allowed to like park in front of someone, on the opposite side of the street, blocking someone. But instead, on alternate side of the street days, they line up all the cars that were once in the parking lot against all the other cars on the other side of the street. And like, it's amazing how quickly people move them in and out, and they do.
There's also big business for people that have homes with driveways, renting out their driveways during the day while they're out at work. Yeah, and someone basically pays a monthly spot fee.
Sporting events downtown LA by the Coliseum, during an SC game.
I would do that.
All the neighborhoods. The guys were out there. Like, okay, I'm not going to say how much it was way back when we had the Los Angeles Super Bowl champion Raiders. But yeah, they were like $10, and it was substantially higher to park in the lot at the Coliseum. So yeah.
So let's talk about that. The $10, and because the LA Rams won the Super Bowl '90s, early '90s, late '80s, was it? So
LA Rams, they won the Super Bowl. The Rams left Los Angeles and California, went to St. Louis. One is the St. Louis Rams. That was post the Los Angeles Raiders winning. The LA Raiders.
Yeah.
The LA Raiders were the first NFL Super Bowl champion in Los Angeles.
Let's talk about ticket prices because you kind of mentioned that
You know
before.
what?
man.
I think we need to take care of Glenn before you do anything on that, David. You know,
I guess that sounds like a hint.
be the
Yeah.
bearer of bad news and to shatter your dreams. But could you bring up that first set of pictures, please, Dave?
I most certainly can.
Or can
If
you?
my computer,
We'll
if
save
my
the
computer would respond,
Yeah.
there we go.
Oh boy, here we go.
Glenn,
Oh.
there's a new version of Press Your Luck.
You mean the one that I'm not currently hosting?
Correct. You want to start going through those slides?
Oh, this is interesting.
The irony here is everyone says no whammies, and you just bringing it up is a huge whammy for me, man.
So we're learning so much today. So apparently my computer will not let me scroll through it because it was on screen. So I'm just going to do this. I'm learning stuff here today.
Yeah, as we said, we got
No more actresses hosting game shows. Look what they've done to our co-host, Glenn Hausman.
yeah, I'm very upset about this. While I do love Elizabeth Banks and I wish her well, I think she should stay away from Press Your Luck and allow me to host it. And as you can see from my condition, I'm not able to cope.
Well, based on that picture, there is a pretty good resemblance between Glenn Hausman and
Whammy.
it's not that off if you really look at those pictures carefully. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. It's not that different. I think what should actually happen. I know how Glenn's been part of this show. They should remove the whammy and just put this picture of Glenn up there, and that's the new
one. I do want to be fair. That was me before coffee. So, you know,
I think that picture should be out on your front yard with some lettering on it that says "Stay off my grass."
Right. I think if I'm not mistaken, that picture was taken the morning after Click. Probably the first year back from COVID, and my hair was still extra long, and I was messing around.
Listen, we need to do a time lapse of Glenn's look from COVID through now, and just do like a quick peek because Glenn's hair was wild during COVID.
Dude,
wild.
Yeah, really, it's really, really insane. I look back at it, I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Well, how cringy that old opening is that we had. We changed so much.
Yeah. Now, breaking news, I'm going to get a haircut next week, so I'm really trying to stay on top of it. Dave, you were talking about ticket prices, and before we get into that, I thought it'd be fun. As you know, I spent some time over the holidays down in the basement cleaning stuff out, and I found the lease of the apartment that my parents had. You see there, it started in December of 1969. Wow. It expires in 71. I was born in 70. So this was the apartment, my first apartment. So would you like to guess how much the rent was per month?
$250.
Dave?
I think it's probably $175.
Dave, really good guess. So in $155.10.
Wow.
I was going to say 150 originally, actually.
$861.20, which is probably half the price of an average apartment now.
Yeah.
Right? In Queens, not in Manhattan. Yeah.
But that's the crazy part, right? So where this is coming from for me was I had an eye-opening realization, right? And I think I told you guys about this either on a post or pre-show or I don't know, somewhere around the line. It doesn't matter. I was at home a little while ago, my parents' house when I say at home, going through some old crap that we had in my old room. And it was a ticket stub from the 1996 ALCS championship between the Yankees and Baltimore Orioles.
Wow.
I was sitting field level, third base side, about 10 rows off of the third base dugout, right? So pretty premium seats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those seats, I think, for this year's World Series were going for approximately like 7, 8, 9,000. I think even somewhere 10,000 a ticket.
Right.
So that's what, a little less than 30 years ago we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that ticket cost in 1996?
Good question. I'll say 1850. Now that's too low.
$2.50? That's way too low. Come on.
1996. Sorry. Let me say $85.
It's a good guess. Craigie?
I'm going to say 1900.
1900? Okay. Not a bad guess given the current climate. $60.
Wow. Yeah, right. That stuff
freaking dollars.
It used to be like the normal price, and then at some point it just went,
Now, do you think that it? No, I don't know. I really don't know because I was a kid when I was going to these games. Were corporations always buying these tickets for like client things, or is this something of a new phenomena in the last?
No, they always were, but it'd be like we have 4 tickets in seats that are just over there. Then they started with the whole suites and all the other kind of stuff.
Getting closer to the floor for basketball and that type of thing. Yeah, it's always been there. My mom's old company, because of the affiliation with the Lakers way back when.
Yeah,
half of the Lakers worked at her company during the off season, a bunch of the Rams, because they weren't making the money that anybody was in the 70s, let alone
So is it really? Is the Wait a second, I don't like this.
Frozen. Oh, there she is. Boom.
We learned that 4 people.
That looks good too.
We learned that 4 people does not work well with that style, but 3 people does.
Right.
Since we're learned today.
Yeah, Suzanne, we tried. I saw, before you came on, you probably saw the new look. So I spent some time in the last couple of days looking at StreamYard and trying to actually internalize some of the changes that they've made instead of just going,
oh, cool, never gonna do it again.
But to be fair, it's literally a homework assignment because there's been so many changes.
Homework.
And again, as we said at pre-show, kudos to you, StreamYard, for continuing to innovate and try to update your product to stay relevant. Good job, guys.
But
yeah, I really like it. Yeah.
The universe now?
I'm sorry, what now?
Are you one with the universe now that you were in there and contemplating these changes and that?
I feel like I'm close, but I didn't quite get there. I was like mind meld adjacent or something like that. Yeah, I'm still messing with it. I'm like, I think I like the bubble. It looks better than this, right? That's a little too. I like more of the softer kind of look for
this show. Yeah,
go to the circle for a second.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was just gonna do that, Craig. Here's something we do not want to do.
No, I like it. It looks good on 4.
It looks terrible, and no.
Yeah, and there's the regular boxes, which look good in 3.
The squares would go good if you used my old style virtual background where I had the logo all the way across it. Because now it's like too much purple space.
Oh, we're gonna have to have an off-air production meeting to kind of.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. At least somebody has sense in this.
Yeah, I don't get the circles. I'm not feeling the.
I'm feeling wired. Square, round, it's all good.
Yeah.
So bring it back to the price conversation. So clearly with that massive increase, right? They're selling at those prices because they can get those prices. So did we as a human species just completely lose our minds that we're paying $10,000 a ticket?
Yeah.
When 30 years ago that same seat was 60? Like, what are we doing here, guys?
FOMO. I think that all comes down to FOMO.
Yeah.
I guess there's nothing in this world I want to see enough to pay $10,000.
No,
nothing.
World Series this year, bleacher seats at Dodger Stadium were like $3,200. Yeah, I figured I'd go buy a bleacher seat. I figured, a few $100s, I'll sit the center field at the furthest point where I could still see the game.
Yeah.
No.
Not for that. That doesn't make. But why? So now, and again, this is a behavioral economics question. Why are people paying this? I need someone. Anybody out there in the comments bought a ticket to one of these crazy games?
So I would think about it. There's definitely a certain group of people that are such rabid fans that this is a once in a lifetime experience for them. So they're going to do that. That aside, I think a lot of it has to do with I have to be there and I have the money to be able to be there and I can say that I was there.
Okay,
the corporation paying for the tickets and it's not real money anyway. Yeah,
Well,
correct.
Infamous. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But see, this is one of the reasons why I like the Packers. Okay, it's
Don't say what you think. I think you're going to say. Don't say what I think you're going to say, but say it.
No, go ahead, David. Go ahead.
Yeah, because they don't have an owner. They're owned by the public. They sell shares, and they're useless. They're not getting a return on those assets. They can't sell them. There's no appreciation in the value. They are wasteful pieces of paper. So don't come here with that, Craig.
Okay, look at. Is the Dallas Cowboys or another team worth $6, $7, $8 billion? And by the time they depreciate all this crap, they're paying like zero tax? No, it's not. No team.
Are the Clippers worth $3 billion, whatever Steve Ballmer spent for them?
No.
Has a Hollywood movie ever made money? These are the questions we need to figure out.
There are one or two, but it took them.
Hold on. So let me be a good producer and set what Craig was referring to.
Why start now, Dave? Why start now?
It's a new year. It was my New Year's resolution. I'm about a month off for starting on it, but I'm starting today. So for those of you who don't know, who are not initiated in the sports fans, the Green Bay Packers are not owned by a centralized owner like pretty much every other franchise
I know.
in sports. They are owned by the public and they sell shares
I think it's
of
freaking
the team to the public.
Which you do not get any voting rights with.
You have no voting rights. You have no appreciation in the asset. I don't even think you're allowed to sell it. And so basically you're buying a piece of paper that says, I'm a Fugazi owner of a team. I get no returns on this. I have no value. There's nothing happening here that actually impacts my life, except I can say that I'm an owner of the Packers.
scheme put together by the same guy that says, pay us and we'll name a star after you, or give you a 1-inch plot of land in Ireland.
Hey,
Yeah.
stop that. Because I got my 1-inch land, and that's how I got my title. Okay, and you've seen the certificate, so fuck off.
Greg, do you know that you can name a rat and have it fed to a snake or other type of animal?
That
There's
sounds like some dumb
something
Florida
seriously wrong with your state, Suzanne.
No. It's not in my state. It's in your state.
The
Better question is, why do you know that?
Somebody sent it to me today, and I haven't yet had a chance to send it to
What part of California is that in? It's got to be Northern California, and it's either where all the crops grown or where all the agriculture is.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea what state it is in, but we can name the rat. So
No.
I figure you could just do that without going for the formality of paying.
But I've got something.
but then that means you need to have the animal that would eat it. And
Oh,
Okay.
the sticker came in.
Okay, so I looked it up really quick. It's actually not as dumb as they make it out to sound. So they're saying that people can name rats to be fed to animals at zoos and charities as part of fundraisers.
Oh,
Proceeds from these fundraisers support the care of the animals and wildlife conservation.
how does PETA feel about this?
I don't know, but my version of it sounded way more fun.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right there.
So the idea here is that you would name the rat as maybe as a jilted ex or someone that you're not happy with anymore, and then they would feed it to the snake. So while it's still a crazy ass concept, and if you do this, I feel like you're wasting your money. At least it's going for a good cause.
All right, so Dave, you got to put up this other comment.
But from Amy,
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. I got it.
Yeah, Ed used to have.
keep your hands off the
I'm
button.
not doing anything.
I dropped her out.
It's not my fault.
I dropped her. It's her fault. Ed, my husband Ed, used to have 2 pet rats, Phantom and Snowball. So we need to have a conversation here. Who has a pet rat?
Yeah.
I'm not going down that path. I like them. I'm not saying.
I mean, I love them. The Montgomerys are 2 of the best people I've ever met. But
and they're
I mean, I've always thought Ed was questionable, and this just kind of reinforces that. So I'd like to get to the bottom of it.
I mean, if you really think about it, if you live in New York City, you have millions of pet rats. You just have to go on the subway, throw some bread on the subway tracks, and you're going to see your whole family come.
You got that right.
Now, but can we get Ed? Amy, is Ed available to jump on here real quick or something? I need to understand the story of the pet rat. A, why? B, how did he get them? Did he buy them? Did he find them in the street? Like, what happened to acquire the rats? And C, what happened to them? Did they die of old age? Did they run away? Were they fed to a snake? Like, what happened to these rats?
Did you have to pay for naming rights if they already had a name? We need to know.
These are the real questions. Rats are about the same intelligence level of his dogs, so they're actually a lot of fun to play with and train.
So, are rats smart, or were those dogs really dumb? We got it again. Yeah.
Hard-hitting question. So I did though see a video of some scientists who trained a rat how to drive a little car, and they loved it. They would not stop driving.
Really?
All right. Well,
wow.
They're saying that Ed's on the show to answer those questions. Well, there's the questions. How did you get the rats? Why did you get the rats? And what happened to the rats? 3 questions. Ed, go. And while he types those answers out, Craig's very discombobulated. I have a question for you.
Next thing. Yeah.
So
I was saying
we were
something to David.
You were. I didn't get it. Oh, I just got it right now. So Suzanne, I have a question for you because we're talking about the snow coming up here in New York. It's going to be hot. I mean, cold over here. You're down in Florida, and I know you travel a lot. And my question for you is, maybe it's your lighting, but do you have a sunburn? Because you have a very reddish shade going on. And I want to know if you're at the beach because I'm going to live through you like Harrison.
No. High blood pressure after just coming off a very intense meeting.
Oh,
I wanted something more fun. Like I was in Miami Beach. I was enjoying the sun.
I was there yesterday.
I was thinking of you guys in the freezing cold.
I had too much to drink. No. All right. So he's had them for several years, and he got them from a pet store.
Wow.
Got them from a pet store. Had them for several years. Okay, so
were they being sold as pets, or were they being sold as food?
Yeah, right. I've never even seen a rat at a pet store.
What?
Yeah, I have. But there was like snake food and stuff like that. Yeah, this is getting very difficult for me to deal with. I don't know about you guys, but I used to love watching like nature shows and stuff like that. But I can't deal with animals in jeopardy at all. And all these nature shows seem to be like, these it's too much nature. I just want to see happy animals and stuff like that. And I can't deal with.
Glad you're not living in Australia, Glenn, because every time you go beyond the city limits, everything in that country is trying to kill you. Okay.
No, I know.
Whoa. Let me correct Craig there. Bulskovich, you do not have to go outside of city limits in Australia to be killed. There are spiders in Sydney. There are spiders in Sydney that will just as quickly kill you all over Sydney.
Right.
So much so that the wonderful show Peppa Pig, who for you with young kids may not be aware of.
I know Peppa Pig.
Did an episode, and Peppa, for those who don't know about her, is based out of London.
Right.
So it's an English show. They did an episode talking about spiders, talking about how spiders are not scary, spiders are your friend, because little kids are scared of spiders.
Yeah.
That episode had to be banned in Australia because in Australia, you should be scared of spiders and afraid of spiders. So they no longer play that episode in Australia.
Okay, so we're literally talking about Peppa the Pig right now. Yeah. I just want to clarify here.
No, we're not talking about Peppa the Pig. We're talking about Peppa Pig. Get it right, Suzanne.
Yeah, we all have. Yeah.
Now,
I was thinking of playing at Glenn's list.
Small kids
in there.
Well, let's talk about this because we talked a couple weeks ago and we read a passage before from Warm Hotels Cool Complaints. We showed our Times Square ad that Craig had purchased, which was basically a combination of Craig and Caesar. Well, we have continued to run our ad in Times Square. It's been updated though.
Oh.
It's still a cross between Craig and Caesar.
Ninja Turtle.
But it's showing about how when you read this book, you become so mindful and so present. You get to have the strength of a Jedi.
That's an awesome photo. I love that.
So Caesar and Craig's ads are working strong on 42nd and 7th Ave. Go ahead to Times Square, pay that congestion pricing, and go see the bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Daniel's taking the place of Arnie today. Just got on. I bet I missed a lot. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Well, you did miss a lot. We talked about rats. We talked about the Super Bowl. We talked about getting beat up for parking spots. There is a lot going on in this episode.
Yeah, there really is a lot going
Greg,
on.
What are you the champion of?
This is my holiday fish shirt. So it's they are the champions of Madison Square Garden. I guess that's Trey's guitar and all of that. So real fun.
That the Knicks and Rangers haven't won anything in at least 34 years.
Oh, yeah. But don't you love how you look at it and you're like, oh, that's a Rangers shirt kind of thing, right? But it's not. Yeah. So I thought it was like really super clever. I think the little anthropomorphic guitar playing hockey is really cute too. So,
I like it. That's good.
Yeah, that was really fun. All right, I guess Dave's out now. Now we got to go to. Whoop, hold on. Oh, Dave, God damn it! This is
Beetlejuice.
No. I'm going to take care of this because I got this one, Suzanne, just because I'm familiar with what's going on over here.
I took my hands out.
I mean, that was like some scary stuff. Because
they're always out, Suzanne.
They just dropped.
Did you load up the videos I sent you?
You sent me videos? Oh, shit.
No, that means no, Suzanne. He did not.
You asked, I delivered.
You did. That was totally my fault. Oh,
yeah.
I am so sorry because that would have been that. Damn it. I'm so sorry, Suzanne. Okay. We'll get to that. We'll do that next week. I promise. All right.
Okay. He'll forget. As soon as we get off the air, he'll forget.
Do we really have a Friday night audit on Valentine's Day?
Oh, do we? Do we have a guest next week, Craig?
I think we do.
Well, I guess we do. Yeah.
I'm checking.
All right. This is
that's usually a producer.
We're really going behind the scenes with the way stuff's done over here. You know, the first year we did this show, we had this great Excel spreadsheet, so we all knew who all the guests were. Then Craig stopped doing that.
I never did an Excel spreadsheet.
You did the first year. We have a Google Doc that we share.
You did that. You created that.
Yeah, but it was great. But now I have no idea who's ever on.
This because we were waiting to hear back from a couple of people, and I'm like 300 emails behind.
That's all?
Yeah, we're getting close to click connect. So click. Sorry, I don't know why I say connect click. So you're probably things are getting real hot over there at Click Central.
Yeah, a couple other things going on as well.
I particularly like doing 15-minute meetings and coming back and having 26 emails all at once.
Oh God.
I was like, okay. Not getting to that today. Can't keep going. It's a long list.
Emails are horrible, but they're also great. I love them because you don't actually, they were really great when they came because then you don't have to talk to people. It's so nice to not have to talk to people. Unfortunately, we'll have to talk to this one right over here. So.
Sorry, guys.
Don't apologize. Your timing was awesome.
It's perfect. That's what I do, right? I set you guys up to knock them down.
Yeah.
Well, if you were like a real producer, you would have had the videos loaded up for today, but
yeah, videos that she sent apparently. I think it was
producer. You've got press credentials to verify that.
Yeah, but there's no videos to load. What are you talking about?
There was a really good video that we got secure. We're going to tease it next week. We got some insane security footage of some crazy stuff.
Okay. So here's what I understand. I am in way too many group chats with the same people, meaning you two, and especially you.
I know.
So I've kind of tuned out some of them.
Oh,
and so
you just tuned out the one with me in it.
Not just yours. I'm in way too many group chats with the same freaking people. So
yeah, but there is like one person not there, another person that is there. That's usually the way it goes.
You're the only one that's constant, though.
That's true.
Group chat that David's getting a $3,000 raise. Let's see if he pays attention to that.
Yeah.
If you can make that happen, Suzanne, your group chat will jump right to the top.
I I could negotiate a $3,000 scholarship if you come down and work South Beach Wine and Food Festival. Then you could, get dollars for education.
That's a wonderful deal, actually, guys. Listen up for that. Share that with people. Yeah. That's a really cool offer. Wait, talk. I mean, I know shameless plugs are coming in a minute or two, but talk to that. I want to hear more about that.
Oh, well, first of all, for those of you that don't know, Miami is home to South Beach Wine and Food Festival. And so it's considered one of the largest running it. This is year 24. And this particular program was started by our school and continues to be run by our school, relatively large. And I think right now we're over $40 million of funds that have come back to the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management to support our programs, which is enormously huge. And so with some of those funds, there's a lot of things that covers, but we do scholarships for students. So incoming freshmen this year were given an opportunity. If they return for their second year, they get a $500 scholarship. If you are working and you're volunteering, you get scholarship dollars towards your account to help continue to pay off your education. So really great opportunities. And then it also will help cover travel costs and expenses. Yeah. So a lot of times when you see me at a conference and I've got students, it has been a benefit of the fact that some of those dollars have been earmarked to support the students in their learning journey. So it is really cool. And even high school students, they can start volunteering before they enroll or actually start classes, and they will start earning scholarship dollars before they get there. It's great.
I think that's a great idea. Now, are you finding that high school students are taking advantage of that? Are they getting lined up to go, hey,
I think some are. I mean, part of the other unique challenge, if you will, is there's a lot of alcohol consumption in these. So those students typically are underage. So you've got to use a little.
At the Food and Wine Festival?
Yeah, So I'm psyched up, scheduled to do dinner with Tyler Florence.
And listen, let me tell you guys, nobody sips a drink, nobody tries a drink better than Suzanne, as proven by the video that she wanted us to play.
Found it.
Oh, I wasn't good. It didn't take very long.
So this is Smoke on the Water, and they're using a gun to do a bubble. And it is rosemary smoke. And the first go around did not work. And now literally choking to death because of the smoke.
Like security footage.
And so Dale, who I'm sitting across from, has the IT access, and he's like, what's the time? I'm getting the video right now. Now, if you play the other video that goes with it of the Instagram, this is what it looks like on Instagram versus what the other side is. There is audio. You can shut the audio off if you want.
Wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go?
I don't know. You got to probably reshare it or something like that because I don't see it.
It wasn't popping up. Hold on. Hold, please.
Yeah.
After I give StreamYard all the credit in the world, they found me.
I'm sure StreamYard is doing great. There we go.
So we have a Bacardi Center of Excellence, and our students craft these cocktails with their own recipes.
That's great.
So was the bubble supposed to sit on the glass hole? Like, was that the original concept?
No, because it was called Smoke on the Water. So once the bubble went right to the liquid, that's when it.
So it worked. So it worked the way it was designed to. You just couldn't handle the smoke.
No, well, see, the first one. So my colleague next to me, he had the drink first, and unfortunately, it was the first time out the gun, and it was the first night of class because this is our students' class,
right?
Advanced.
So that's what college professors do.
It didn't work, and so now it worked, but it like overworked because they were trying to compensate. Because the first one didn't go. So
can we just take a second and understand what we just heard?
Because he really needs one in his studio.
College prices are through the roof. Glenn knows this better than anybody else, paying for the top, most expensive college in the country.
Yeah.
Also, that college professors can be designing classes for them to get drunk at.
It was non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
I'll believe that one. I really see it get me.
Yeah, I believe it when I drink it.
there are events that we do have alcohol in. But this is our bistro class, and believe it or not, we only charge $10, whether it be lunch or dinner, and you get an appetizer, an entree, a dessert, and you get a craft non-alcoholic beverage, and then you can get a craft coffee at the end.
Is that alligator tail that you're serving?
They haven't tried that one yet.
Because I think you're serving alligator tail because Tom Brady wants the rest of it to make shoes.
Listen, gator bites are really good down here.
Hey, for Suzanne, we got to grab ourselves some gator when we're in New Orleans at the AHOA conference in New Orleans. And,
yes, we're
I actually do have a video of my wife trying gator bites.
Those two are joining us.
I will not be there, but I know what we could talk about to make us know what's happening.
Wow, I can't believe we made it all the way to this part of the show. The show part you've been waiting for, the part where we get to shamelessly shill, and even better, you don't have to sit through any guests with reasonable, stuff to talk about. You just get us. So, Dave, you want to start it off? What do you got?
Well, I'll just continue to read my wonderful book once again. Get it at Redbubble and all of your retail seller. Let's see.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
I like
going to be his head.
I know you're like see-through.
Snapchat. What does that say? Snapchat.
Your body as you can, and just try to be ahead. Yeah,
there you go. Look at that. I love it. Floating head.
Put this on single shot there.
Hold on. This is why you don't touch the buttons.
All right, I'm not touching anything, Dave. You're taking full control now.
Thank you very much.
You're like Harry Potter with that Invisicloak over there. Yeah.
But I want to hear what Snap Chef is. What is that? That sounds cool.
It's just my apron.
Oh, it sounded cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Is it green?
It is green.
Oh, that's why we're okay.
Yes, I have the green screen behind us.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that was much better than what I was going to do. So I'll give my shameless plug time there because that was much more important. I liked it.
That was good.
Yeah. Most important plug at all. I can't wait to be out there with you the first week of March for the California Lodging Investment Conference, baby.
Almost all of us are going to be there. So yeah, March. Yeah.
Well, all the good ones. Yeah.
No. David matters. David is our producer. I have to stick by him.
I see Dave more as antimatter than matter.
Antimatter Dave. Change his
name. That's actually very true because if you recall, antimatter destroys things, and I can turn this show off whenever I want.
That is true. He has.
Not only can I, but I've done it.
Do it again. Do it right now. No.
Not until you get your click promo in.
So March 5th and 6th at the Westin Long Beach, the 8th annual California Lodging Investment Conference. We've got brands, we've got lenders and brokers still getting hotel deals done. We've got third-party professionals. We've got our trade associations there. We've got a ton of people that you should get to know. Great information, updates from AHLA and various other trade organizations. Glenn will be actually working his ass off more than normal at this conference.
I will tell you this took me a little by surprise. I do not like work.
Doing the raffle giveaway. So he's going to be doing a lot of stuff that day. But seriously, join us. We've still got seats left. You can, if you're in the California hotel market or want to be, this is the event to attend. So CLIconference.com.
And I want to promote Minecraft. And
I'm glad that you actually recognize that because I really don't think Craig did.
What? No, because his grandson is not yet the right age, I don't think, for it, where I already went through that with my kids.
Yep.
So, come see me at the California Lodging Investment Conference, March 5th and 6th. Look forward to seeing you there. That's going to be great. I'm be hanging out at the Visual Matrix event in Fort Worth in a couple of weeks. And, of course, we got the California Lodging Conference, which goes straight for me into the Remington Hospitality Conference. Looking forward to being there, which goes straight into the Hunter Conference. Look forward to seeing you there. Then I'll be home for a couple of days and then back to Houston for the Houston Hotel Association event. I'm going to be doing a panel with our friend Chris Green. How cool is that? Really excited about that. A lot more fun stuff to come. I want to thank all of you guys for being here. Even torso-less heads. I really want to thank them for being here. All right, everyone. We'll see you right back here next week. I don't know. Maybe nobody loves you and you want to spend time with us because you have no Valentine. I don't know. See you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
It is Valentine's Day next week, isn't it?